3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Yeah, God, I love that intro so much. I will always pimp that intro because my daughter did it. I'm so proud of her and her video editing skills. I feel like my dad did when I was drawing as a kid, and my dad would be like, "Oh, damn, my teenage son does stuff that I don't even know how to do." And I look at her doing video editing, and I'm like,
New
"Damn,
generation.
I don't know how to do that at all." Anyhow, welcome to the Dennis and Andy Show, Wednesday edition. I'm Andy.
And I'm Dennis. Welcome back again.
And we're going to start off, a little show rundown for you. We're going to start off with what did the boys get? We always like to run through what we got that week. And then after we go through that, we have a couple guests that will be joining us to talk about their Indiegogo project that will be launching soon. Anthony Figaro and his partner in crime,
Marcus Digesh.
There you go. Dennis pronounces names right. I usually don't, so I leave the hard ones up to him.
And if I didn't, they'll correct me.
That's right. Anyhow, let's get back. Let's get down to real quick what did the boys get, and then we'll move on to our guest. So, boom. First and foremost, this is a book. This falls into the category of something Dennis and I both got. Noctera is by big names. Scott Snyder, who you know from DC, doing Batman and stuff. Tony Daniel, who's been around about as long as I have in the comic scene, working professionally, and now he's doing a creator-owned book with Scott over at Image, and they brought their colorist, or the colorist that works with Tony a lot at DC, Tomo Moray. I totally butchered that, I know it.
Yeah, he's swearing at you right now.
Yeah, he's not watching. I don't know. I like Tony's work. Like I said, I'm the artist. I buy things that I find visually appealing, and I like Tony's work. So
I think it looks great. That was a definite pickup for me too.
Yep. So we got that. This is a Dennis pickup.
Yeah.
Sanjaversal.
We picked up the first one. It's kind of an interesting concept dealing with multiverse with Red Sonja. Battle to the end. I'm going to read a couple of them, and then we'll probably do a review on it.
There you go. That's another Dennis pick. I just don't buy any Star Wars.
Yeah, the High Republic. I'll let you know. I'm totally not sold on this yet. We'll see. I'm going to give it a couple more.
It's Chicks in Charge, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Chicks in Charge. Yeah, another Dennis book.
Yeah,
it's
mech. I'm stuck with mech, so I think it's gonna. The art looked good. I picked it up. We'll see if it's any good.
Carlo, you haven't read #1 yet?
Nah, I'm gonna wait till at least a couple.
You know what happened when you waited on Avengers?
I know.
Carlos Magno's a really good artist, so I have no doubt that the art on this book is good. And when it comes to mecha stuff, that this dude was made for it with the detail he puts into his art. So Berserker #1. Now this was one that I showed Dennis last year on Kickstarter because they originally did a Kickstarter for this for the hardcover collections. And there's going to be 3 of them. So it's a 3-volume set. Now I'll be honest, at the time, I didn't even know it was coming out as single issues.
I didn't either. So, and I think we both backed it. It looks great. And #1 came out, so I had to pick it up. I mean, I want to see what I'm getting, and yeah, I want to read it before I get the collected volume.
Once again, Ron Gurney drew it. Ron and I have been friends for 25 some years, so I'm definitely getting it. I like Keanu Reeves. I like the concept behind this. So I'll probably I didn't pick it up because I kind of want to wait and not read it in separate issues since I did back it, but I might break down and borrow Dennis's to read.
Yeah.
Or, could be a nice bedtime story he reads to me. Yep, I'm like a bird, cheap. This is another Dennis one. It's a one-shot though.
Yeah, I picked up actually. I put that one back on the shelf and picked up. They had a Mark Brooks variant, another one. It looks interesting. We'll see. Peach is getting a lot of comments out there and stuff, positive. So
well, whatever's the writer artist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually their cover, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like the Mark Brooks. I picked up a couple versions of it.
No, I think the art looks pretty cool. I
can't wait to read the story. I want to see if it's any good.
You got that Milo Manera Women of X-Men one shot that came out.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Yep. And this is kind of like that, having an international artist do their take.
Yeah.
So you'll have to let me know if it's good. I might go buy it.
Yep. Chariots. I know, it looks really cool. Very 80s. The whole concept behind it. Upshot's putting out look like a very interesting. Even that car reminds me, for those of you who Automan was an very early 80s and it was Automan and Cursor. That's what that car kind of reminds me of. So I can't wait to see. I'm going to dig into that probably this weekend after the convention.
Nice. Dennis is torturing himself. We reviewed this last week. This is the second to last part of the whole Enter the Phoenix.
God, I hope it's over. I hope it gets better.
Obviously, art-wise, Linnell Francis Hughes doing the covers. I love his work. The inside, it's back to Javier Duran. I think, I read them. I wasn't a big fan of the storyline either, but I think the artwork is just really fantastic. It's really nice looking stuff. It's good action, very nice, energetic page layouts, nice storytelling. It's a fun looking comic. It just wasn't into the story that much.
Yeah,
so,
I usually love Jason Aaron stuff, but kind of let down this time.
Needless to say, Dennis is the X guy out of the both of us.
Arcade's back.
Hellions number 10.
Yep, Arcade, loving it. So it's been a fun and interesting story. So kudos for that, for keeping some of the stuff fresh, even though they recycle characters. It's always good to see Arcade.
All right, let's move on then to the fun part of the show, where we're going to bring on our guests. So let's pop them in. There we go. Anthony Figaro, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Mark, how are you?
I'm doing terrific. How are you?
Doing good. Did we get your last name properly pronounced?
Yes, he did not butcher it.
Woohoo! Thank you.
I let him pick the hard names.
And extra points for bringing up Automan.
Automan fan. Love that. Yes. Nice. As soon as I saw that picture, that was actually literally the first thing that popped up to my head, and I was like, man, I wish it was more than one season.
I'm trying to remember that now. That was a show name.
I'm having a hard time too, Andy. I fucking vaguely, if at all.
It was a network.
Yeah.
So what was it? It was like Nighthawk, Knight Rider, Automan, and basically they went out to fight crime, and it was the guy, and he had Cursor. Cursor would create like the autocopter. They had the car, and it was like Tron, because it took everything in 90-degree angles. So when the character was in it and he would turn left, he would be splattered up against the window because it was 90-degree turns instantaneous, just like Tron.
I swear, I'm drawing a blank on that one as well. And I watched a lot of shows. The Fall Guy. I watched all kinds of stuff. I just don't remember.
Fall Guy.
Wow. Fall Guy's classic, bro. Fall Guy's classic. Cold Sevens, baby.
I think Lee Majors is going to tune in just to hear that.
There you go, baby.
Who was Fall Guy had one of the Heathers in it? Heather Thomas?
Yeah, it was Heather Thomas. It was Heather Thomas, yeah.
What the hell ever happened to her?
I don't know. I know she used to come out of the little swinging doors and she had the little bikini top on and stuff.
Yeah, well, you remember, because the 80s, it was Heather Thomas, Heather Locklear. Heather Thomas, Heather. Yeah. And Heather Locklear, went on to do stuff. Yeah, Melrose Place, I think she was on 90210 for a bit before Melrose. I can't remember, but she was definitely the more popular one.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the hell happened to Heather Thomas.
I don't either.
But yeah, it was the Heathers. So let's talk about your project. So is this? I'll pull up your screen. So is this when are we launching Justice City Chronicles here? Because I know we've still got the sign up going on.
Right. So we're it looks like we're going to be launching probably what is it, the 5th? Not 15th. This Monday, but the following Monday. We will. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. So it's the 15th. We'll be launching on the 15th.
Well, if you want to play the video, let's do that. Then we'll talk about it.
All right. Here we go.
Very cool. That's a nice looking video. Man, I got to learn some video editing.
Yeah, that looked good. Love the music too. That just brought you right in.
Yeah, don't tell him that too much. You get his head swole up and everything.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Hey, listen, I learned to do that in a weekend. So
did you really? Hey, you know what? I actually will ask this. I never asked people this. What software did you use?
iMovie.
Oh, really? You just did it on your iPad?
You're just on. I have a Mac Mini. I watched a 30-minute tutorial, took some notes, made like a test, did a test run, putting stuff together.
Yeah.
And then the next day, compiled, my cards and stuff that I needed for it, and there you go.
And I assume the iMovie app is the same for the MacBook as it is for the iPad,
yeah.
Or is it?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Pretty sure.
I haven't done too much in iMovie on my iPad. I have a PC and I use a software called Camtasia when I do video edits. And then my daughter, who did our intro, uses After Effects. So
okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
I kind of want to hear the premise of the book here. I mean, it looks really cool. So
do me a favor. Can you pull it? Can you pull my screen back up? There we go.
You got it.
All right. So let's see here. It's a futuristic superhero tale of war, corruption, and the bonds of a family. That sounds so nice. I should be on a Hallmark channel. So
I'd actually watch the Hallmark channel.
I know. Me too. If you sign up now, you get the zero card, which is a sign up bonus card right here. I think total we have 6 cards. This will be the zero card. See, so basically, Justice City Chronicles. Me and Mark's been going over this, and you want to try to come up with this killer tagline, and you want to come up with this. You want to say it in such a way where it's complete. Is that you, Marcus? Jesus, son. You want to say it in a way where everything is extremely impactful and all this stuff like this. And we finally got to this place where we were just like, just own it. You know what I mean? And so basically, Justice City Chronicles is a 90s era sci-fi action, just knockdown, drag out brawl. That is pits superpowered beings against soldiers against mechs, all taking place in this Spartan-like society. And so basically, from start to finish, it's just basically it's a knockdown, drag out brawl. Is that who's racing over there?
It's not me, man. It's not us. I live on a dead end street, so I know it's not us.
Hey, listen. You know what? I've had this nightmare that we're gonna have to do like a show during the day because my new neighbor every day religiously for the past 2 weeks is out there cutting wood with his saw. I'm like, I haven't even bothered to ask him what he's doing yet. I'm like afraid to, but it's like for hours. I'm like, bro.
Is that what that noise is? It sounds like a murder.
No, he's done for the night. This is just some idiot racing up and down the street.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, it feels like the Blues Brothers. Somebody's just living underneath the L.
Man, that was a perfect pitch that your motorcycle guy messed up, bro. I just want to tell you,
that's a good.
Finally got it together. It's all.
Well, hey, look, if it's not my motorcycle guy, it's your cat and heat. So
not tonight, hey, bro, not tonight. See, not tonight. Them boys didn't know nothing about all of that yet.
Hey, we're only 16.
Hey, listen. I took care of that situation.
Yeah, okay. We're only 16 minutes in. The night's still young.
That's right.
Exactly. Right. So it's that's basically what it is. It's a property that him and I worked on in 2005. It's a relaunch. Oh, cool. We who was it? Ape Entertainment. Brent Irwin with Ape Entertainment. We printed the first copy of it, and so we took the first 12. Marcus remastered the 12, and then we had, over the next couple of years, put together a 24-page story that it never was finished. It never got finished. Marcus kind of put it together, repolished it up, put new dialogue, made it look 2020-ish. And then we're going to add in about 24 new pages. And then we're going to put in the back, we're going to put in a deleted scene from God's Hand, which was a book that I crowdfunded. And I just got finished shipping it out, just fulfilled it. So we got a deleted scene called Victoria's Secret in the back of that one. So it's going to come in at about, I guess 75, 80 pages. It'll be perfect bound.
Oh yeah. Nice.
More of a trade format.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I mean, you got to do perfect bound. That's just the presentation of that type of book.
Well, that's how, what it is that's how God's Hand was. God's Hand wound up being 80 pages, perfect bound. And just once you hold it like that, it's like floppies. They don't quite get you. You know what I mean? Like once you see your shit in the trade, it's just like, that's what you want.
Solid. It looks good on a bookshelf. It's nice and solid. So look, this is the first time all of us have met. So what's like your guys' background and stuff? Give us the origin of Anthony and then Marcus
and Mark.
Phil
my origin. It was a dark and stormy night in New Orleans, and it was a blood moon, and there was a lot of voodoo and shit going on. And apparently somebody got born, but I was born down the street at a different hospital. But so I'm from New Orleans originally, born and raised. I guess I got into comics I was about 10. I guess I was stealing them from the local 7-Eleven, and 7-Eleven apparently liked Marvel a lot, not DC. Yeah, because all my shit's Marvel, right? So when I came in, let's see, Bob Layton was on Iron Man, Iron Wars.
Oh yeah.
Jim Lee, I think, was starting his Punisher War Journal. Silvestri was on Fall of the Mutants. McFarlane was on Hulk. And I want to say Byrne was on Namor. They had just relaunched it and they put him on it. And it was right around, it was right around that time. But Captain America had his black his black suit.
Mm-hmm.
He was running around with a knockoff Wolverine, Demolition Man, and they kept calling him Wolverine. So I came in around that time, and I don't know, man. You know, it's me and the fellas, we get together and we trace them. Oh, and Art Adams was doing those freaking X-Men classic covers.
Yeah.
I love those, man. That was one of the ones that just I traced so many of those covers, man. I came in, I don't know what volume it was. Man, I traced so many of those covers. And then we got into copying who could copy the best, and then who could copy the image and then add something to it and all this kind of stuff like that. And it must have been in '89 when the Batman movie came out, because I remember watching, they did I guess it was like a promo. You know, used to do promos. They put them on, and kind of, you know, and I watched it and I recorded it on the VHS because they were showing all of these comic books that I had never seen before. You know, the old Frank Miller stuff, old Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, just all this kind of stuff that I'd never seen before. And so I'm like recording, man, you know, Killing Joke, Allen, all this stuff like this. And I remember going back and I would play the VHS and I would pause it on those covers and I would draw off the TV, you know, and anybody knows VHS, you'd be like halfway into it, boy, and it'd click off and it'd start playing again, and you'd have to rewind it, get it back to the spot and all this shit. But that was what made me kind of go, well, where are those books at? How do I get those books? And then, so I found a comic book store, and I don't know, man, just kind of knew from that point that's what I wanted to do. Well, that's what I would have liked to have done. And just kept drawing, and about 2003, I went to my first comic book convention, which was Wizard World Chicago. You remember Chicago, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
When it was nice and they had carpet everywhere, and you'd walk in. DC would have the big old display, man, and everybody was there, you know. And so we wound up. Ape Entertainment was Brent worked for Wizard, so we would he had a little 10x10. This is when you had, was it Arcana, Viper, Devil's Due, all that stuff. And so we were there, and that's where I met Mark, and we kind of bullshitted, we hit it off and everything. And he said, I got a book, I got a story, you know. And I think you know where it was. We wound up meeting there, but I hit him up on Digital Webbing. You remember Digital Webbing? Used to be able to go in there. They'd have all the wanted ads and shit, man. And we wound up meeting in Chicago, and we hit it off because he's like me. He's a knucklehead like me, you know. And we hit it off and shit. And he said, I got this story I want to do. So I was like, well, shit, this is it, man. You know, I did the story. It was a 12-page, black and white, and an omnibus. And I was so hyped. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, look, it was in previews and everything. And I was like, man, I had arrived because I had just got there. So next thing you know, they had me behind a table signing books and shit. And then the book, I saw it in previews, and I love Brent, but he picked the worst fucking cover I've ever seen in my life. So bad. I swear to God, I was I didn't even want to tell anybody. I told I was like, I don't even want to tell nobody that this is my book. Goddamn. Marcus felt the same way. So this is what prompted him to go, this is bullshit. We're going to start our own thing, Lightning Age Studios. We're going to make this book again. We're going to color the whole nine. And then we did that, and Ape put it out, but we did it, colored it. And that was the first issue. And that was going to drop in October of 2005. And in August, I got hit by Katrina. And that just sent me on like a 10-year hiatus. You know,
that's the crappy cover.
Oh yes.
There it is.
Come on.
Oh wow.
That was rough, bro. It was rough.
Wow.
It was just rough. It was right. I mean, you had some good stories in there, man, and some good artists in there. That was, and I could never understand that. You know, what close you can't see there it is. I could never understand how they got that. So I went on a hiatus for about 10 years. Me and Jack Daniels hung out regularly, and probably a little too much. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of trouble and everything. And so finally, by the time I got my shit back together, it was like I woke up and it was 2005. I woke up, it was like, 2012. So about 7 years had passed. And Wizard came to New Orleans for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going there, dude, and I remember being tripped out because I hadn't been to a convention since like 05, 06. So I show up there and I got my portfolio under my arm and shit. You know, I'm looking for the review and I'm like, oh, where's Marvel? Where's DC? Where's, and they're like, oh, yeah, they don't come anymore. And I'm like, what is this? I'm walking around. All of a sudden, there's prints everywhere. And I'm like, what is this shit? Like, I mean, just wide open. And I, you know, because I'm like coming from the time when that was like, they would pull your ass out of there. And it's just everybody's got them. And I'm like, how they just letting them sell them wide open like this? And it just tripped me out. And it was a different scene. And then slowly I realized the comic book conventions turned into expos, pop culture expos. And so then I kind of got into making prints for a while. And it basically, a dude came to me and he said, look, I want you to do a book. Book's called Count Carlos, you know, and this was in 2016. They crowdfunded it and they got like 12,000 for it. I drew it and I called him up and I said, hey man, I said, let's do this. And we did it. He edited it and I don't know, it bled something back in me. So it released in 17. By that time, you know, I'm starting to hear this Zach guy and I'm starting to hear about things and crowdfunding and all this kind of shit. And I remember the first time they told me about crowdfunding, I was like, get the fuck. I'm like, there's no way. You telling me people are going to give you money and you ain't even got a product. Bullshit. I'm like, there's no way, bro. I'm like, the drug addicts would have taken over this and ruined this so fast if this was a real thing. And so I find out it's real and I'm like, holy shit. And then I see these guys doing it and I'm like, man, these guys are making a run at it, bro. You know, and then the whole thing with Mark Waid and everything, and it blew up and I'm like, holy shit, man, this is money. And so then I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice, and I made God's Hand and I funded it and made it and fulfilled it. And then I brought Marcus in. He helped me out big time on God's Hand. And after that, it was like, look, bro, I think we need to take this. Let's bring this out, bro. You know, let's take this off the shelf, man, and let's do it, bro. So that's my story.
So we got in New Orleans now. Mark,
yeah, baby.
Where are you from?
Oh, me, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What part?
Oh my
Union
God.
County. Yeah, next to Elizabeth.
Sleazabeth?
Oh, okay.
Sleazabeth, exactly. Hey, you've only been here once. And
look, I remember him going, look, I live in this place called Elizabeth. It's called Sleazabeth. So just let you know ahead of time. So one thing I remember, the one time I was semi-conscious for about 5 minutes, and I remember that. I'm a cesspool of unusable knowledge. It's like, yeah, I remember Sleazabeth. Yeah, gotcha.
Quick story. Where are you guys from?
We're in North Carolina. Charlotte.
Yeah, we're in Charlotte,
North Carolina. So Anthony and his dad come to visit me, right? This shit's in February. It's like 3 degrees out, and there was a blizzard like a few days before that. So they get here like worst possible conditions. So we're driving somewhere and it starts to snow. And you never seen two people freak out in my back seat more than him and his dad. Thinking we were going to get lost in a blizzard. I'm like, bro, 5 minutes, this is going to be done. It's no big deal. They're like, what is this? I'm like, oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. It don't never snow. They say the devil lives here. It never snows here, bro.
I live here, but I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a Wisconsin boy.
Oh, shit, bro.
That snow, I mean, I moved down here. I drive a freaking hybrid. And when it snows, I'm out doing donuts. Everybody else is canceling. I can't go. Calling out of work. Nope, can't be here. I just walk out and go, blow the snow off the car, and I come driving in. They got 4x4s.
There it is.
And I come in a Fusion hybrid.
I can hear it. I can hear it now, Dennis. I can hear that accent coming. He starts talking about snow, and that Wisconsin accent comes out.
Wisconsin, we don't have accents. Everybody else does.
So wait,
that's what I say. That's what I say. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
So are you a Saints fan?
Yeah, you're like, it's part of your religion. Yeah, you gotta do that.
This guy's a Packers fan.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Through.
It is what it is.
I mean, you're both sad because we all know the real team is the Cowboys. America.
Of course. I mean, hey, listen. If that's You know, and look, that's your team. I listen. I'm proud of you, bro, and I'm gonna tell you like this. I love you. It's all right if you're gay. It's okay. Look, it's okay with me, bro. You all right? It's okay with me, man. You know, look, wear that shit proud, bro.
You know, there's a reason why they have to bring out the cheerleaders. They got nothing else to show the fans.
Oh, so Mark, you're in Jersey, so you go for the. Do you go for the Eagles or a New York team?
I'm a Giants fan and a Yankee fan.
Oh yeah. Giants. So you can make fun of the Cowboys, but I can make fun of the Giants.
See it's more important. You know, you can make fun of the Giants, but I can make fun of the Patriots.
That's true. That's
there you go.
We can all make fun of the Patriots,
especially having Superman on the team.
So the question is, Drew Brees coming back or what?
I don't know. From what I mean, at some point, man, I whether they want to believe it or not, I think Drew's best days is behind him. I
agree.
You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you gotta bring somebody in and let him, mentor the dude. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pass the reins at some point.
Yeah.
Dude's done phenomenal, bro. It's like, it's like one of those things. Do not hang on and fuck yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And tarnish your reputation and all that kind of shit. Don't do that.
I mean, didn't he play this season with some ridiculous injuries too?
He did, and they didn't tell nobody. They really didn't say. They really didn't say nothing. And it was like, bro, you knew this dude's arm was like this. Like, come on, man.
But they also knew that all the backups, they still weren't as good as him being injured. So just play.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like,
yeah,
he's better, but after this, he won't be.
Jersey Mark, how did you get your foray into comics?
I mean, I'm pretty much the same background as Tony in terms of just discovering comics and getting into it. I came up more on the art side, and then slowly got more interested in the storytelling aspect. And I don't know, I just toiled around writing stuff for a while, and I became friends with Brent. We lived 5 minutes away from each other.
Oh, cool.
And he was, we were just talking comics and stuff. And he was like, I'm starting this company. And he's like, so I was like, oh, if you ever need anything, whatever. And then eventually it got to, hey, I got a slot for 12 pages in this book. Do you want to do something? And it was supposed to be for the first book. And by the time I got on board, it was too late. He had filled it up. So I was like, well, I'll do something for the second one. That's what started Justice City. That's how I met this guy over here. That's it. I mean, it was very small window that everything just kind of took off. And I've had the bug. I've wanted to do it for a while, and then we both kind of went our separate ways. He didn't tell you about my stint in Louisiana for almost a year while we were working on something, but yeah,
it's just he went and bought a pizza parlor, and that's what he's been doing, making pizzas.
Yeah. Do you really? You own a pizza parlor? That's awesome.
I did until about 2 months ago.
Oh no!
No. I sold it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was time to go.
Oh, okay.
I've conquered pizza. It's time for comics. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there you go.
Yeah. So one of the things we kind of like to ask, it's always kind of fun, is when you guys are been around for a while, what's the first comic book you guys ever bought?
If you remember.
Yep.
Bought?
Or acquired.
Acquired is fine.
I think Iron Man. It's Bob Layton's Iron Man 2. I think it's 261. I just saw it the other day. He's on the cover, and he's basically he's in this action pose, and they got the big yellow mandroids around him, and he's basically saying "give up." And he's that's the first one I ever put my hands on. I still got it, as a matter of fact.
Oh, that's cool. Oh no, I forgot the first book I ever bought was Cat 275. Still got it. So.
Yeah. I got a lot of the books I jacked when I was a kid. They had the shape you would think they'd be in as a little kid who's 10, who's stuffing them in his pants and bringing them home and drawing all. They're in that condition.
7-Eleven owners watching this video.
That's right.
I doubt. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll send you a copy of God's Hand. How about that?
There you go.
Contact me. Marcus, what was your first book?
First book I bought was like no.
Again, a thief. Jesus, what's going on?
No, my last name's not Figaro. Thank you.
That hurt. Cut me deep, bro.
Figueroa. I'm sorry. What was it?
Don't please stop. Where's your sombrero at?
It's over there. First comic I bought, I think, was like Transformers #4.
Okay. Oh, the miniseries.
Yeah.
The original miniseries before it became a regular.
Wait, there's a miniseries Marvel put out first?
The first 4 were supposed to be the end of a miniseries, so that's why they were listed 1 through 4 miniseries. And then it sold well, and they just continued on.
I never knew that. No.
Yeah, that was like the first thing. I mean, my dad had brought home like a box that he found at work. Right. And it was like all this various stuff. But like the first thing I actually we went to a store and I was like, I want that and that and that. That Transformers book was the first one.
Ah, cool. What are some of your guys' influences from comics? Writing, art, all that stuff.
Well, I started out like Marcus. I started out with art first. The God's Hand was the first book I ever wrote. And wrote and drew and all that stuff. But definitely like the Silvestri, Jim Lee, McFarlane a little bit, but it was definitely more Silvestri, Jim Lee, Art Adams. And then I made, then don't get mad, Rob, but Rob Liefeld, and then I had it spent me like two.
I like Rob stuff.
I like Rob too. Only Rob can do Rob. If you try to do Rob's style, it basically took me about 2 to 3 years to then remove his influence. And then I liked Joe Mad because I was like one of these. I was like, man, piss on all that anime bullshit and all this, like I'm old school and all this kind of bullshit. But then it was just I think it was Humberto Ramos, Mad. I don't know, man. They did these styles and they were highly stylized, but they had so much just energy in them. And I was like, man, that is, I like that, And so I kind of went into playing with Joe Mad for a while, and then after that, I pulled away from that and just kind of became what it is now. Which is I don't know. People have said all kind of stuff, and I don't. Some people are like, "Oh, we can see the Joe Mad." Some people are like, "Oh, we can see Jim Lee." "Oh, we can see this." "Oh, we can see this." And it's just like, I don't know. At some point, you just go, and it is what it is, and it just comes out how it comes out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the influences get thrown into a bowl, mixed around, poured out. And poured out is basically what you do. So, I mean, a lot of guys, you can just look at their stuff. I mean, mine for sure, and go, oh, they took a little bit of that, they took a little bit of that, a little bit of that off the shelf, stir it around, and there you go. So
it's weird, man, because I know when I was like, I guess it was like 2000, I guess it was like 2005, 2003, around that time. Like, man, aping people's styles, man, they were pissy about that shit. People used to get pissy with that stuff, and it's like now I see dudes, and they're working, and they got, and they are direct clones. I mean, just outright clones of a style, and I don't know, it's just acceptable now. I know at one time it really wasn't. Like, it was okay to have influences, like you said, but to just outright pull a style, it was kind of like,
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, I think part of it today is, well, the guy that we really want can't do it, or doesn't do monthly stuff. Oh, he only does covers. But
That's
this
a fact.
guy, that is like that guy, does monthly stuff or wants to do monthly stuff. So that's cool. We'll just get him.
Absolutely. Look, if whatever you're doing is working for you, if whatever you're doing is getting you jobs, gigs, and getting you in print, keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep doing it.
What about you, Mark?
Influence-wise, definitely Silvestri, Jim Lee. Liefeld was there for a while until I started noticing the feet, and I was like,
I was going to say, I thought
you can't. He was
it was
like,
no. You know what? It was the combination of the feet and what was it? Cap, the chest. That was like
that was
like.
It's yeah.
Liefeld had some quirks
things
about him, and he still has them today. Hands on guns. He doesn't draw handles on. He just draws the hand and then draws the gun. Because the feet, Silvestri was drawing small feet long before Liefeld was, but his stuff looked. I don't know. It looked like it fit to his style. Right. It just did. It was like you didn't question it. No one said shit about Silvestri's small feet. No one at all. You know what I mean? And then Liefeld comes on and like, look at his feet, and I'm like, well,
it just worked.
Silvestri's been doing that for years. Yeah, it did. It just did. His style, but Silvestri put the work in, man. Like you look at his stuff, and he put the work in. He really, I used to love how organic his stuff looked. Like it had a real good flow to it.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their tropes.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. I
think to me, it was just a case of like, you look at Silvestri, Jim Lee, McFarlane, their stuff still really holds up. Rob's stuff, it's kind of like you look at some of that older stuff and it's like, oh, okay.
It was,
I mean, like,
let me tell you, his New Mutant shit, he came in and it was stylized enough to where it shifted a little bit, and it was cool because it had energy to it. Even his X-Force stuff, you know what I mean? Like that stuff, like I mean, he was on fire, dude. And then it was just when he left, it just kind of I think shit. And you hear the stories, man. How much money, how much shit was going on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. It wasn't the same as it was when it was the end of New Mutants is really good stuff.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, I still have all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I still really like X-Force 1, but I really like New Mutants 100.
Dude.
It was stylized. It was fun. And, the thing is, I look back on it. Well, I think about it. I listened to his podcast, and, he was like 22, 23, I think, when he was drawing.
Yeah.
Young guy just having to get it done on deadline and stuff. And I still look at that stuff, and I think when I'm looking through it, I think fun, And I think one of the things is, as professional artists, you have to be able to look at stuff, I think, with two hats. You can look at it with your professional, this is all the knowledge I have rolling around in my head hat. Mm-hmm. But then you need to try to step out of that and look at it from the perspective of like somebody like my wife or my daughter that doesn't know any of that stuff that I do or we do, and get their gut reaction from it. And that's what the kids were responding to was they were 100%. Just like, this shit is fun. 100%. I don't think, I'm not, with what I'm about to say, I'm not comparing Liefeld in the same category as Jack Kirby by any means. But if you look at Kirby, when he came back to Marvel and Captain America in the 70s and that stuff, if you just showed it to somebody that had no idea who Kirby was, they would look at it with that same excitement of it's fun. It's in your face, very stylized. I mean, his stuff was so stylized. I mean, I remember looking at it as a kid, not knowing why I liked it, but I also knew enough because I drew as a kid to go, what's with all these slashy lines and stuff and things? You know what I mean? But it was just cool, and I think that's what Liefeld was for that generation.
I would say he's a product of the '90s, and when the industry needed a good, I mean, '80s was fun, '90s became fun because of guys like Liefeld. We were talking and McFarlane, but I mean, he he had the big shoulder pads. That was the cool thing in the 90s. He's got pouches all over the place. He threw pouches on everything. Another trope of his, so many people copied that style because it sold books, because people liked it, because it was new. It was very much a product of the 90s. I mean, it doesn't hold up today, but man, I will tell you, I still love going back, and I love everything that is 90s stylized, and I enjoy that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, came out 2 weeks ago, I think, was X-Men Legends, written by Fabian, and Brett Booth drew it. And Brett Booth comes from the Jim Lee school, because
oh yeah, bro. Brett's on fire, man. I watched it. That son of a bitch can crank. I watched that dude crank out artwork, and I was just like, God damn, boy, you fast.
And I looked at that X-Men Legends 1, and he did it before that came out. He did a fill-in on the regular X-Men book. And I looked at them both. I bought them both, and I looked at them and I'm like, man, this just takes me back to the 90s. This is just fun comics. And I like X-Men's like the only monthly Marvel book I get, I think. And I like, Lanil, you started it, and I've always liked his work. And then Mahmoud Asrar is the new artist on it. And, he has a very unique look and style that I really enjoy. But man, a guy like Brett Booth just takes you back in time.
No, he does. He's he's like a mix between Jim Lee and Art Adams. He's got this. Yeah. He's got this. It's very, very like when you think classic comic book, like it's got that look, it's got that feel, and like you're saying, it's fun to look at. You just you know what I mean. Even if you're a layman, it has this feel to it, this pop to it, man.
Yeah, totally. So what can you tell us about like the tiers you guys are going to offer on this campaign? Let's get back.
Mark.
Tiers. Hold on. I got to find them.
I put him on the spot.
There we go. Perks. Haha. Okay. So we've got quite a few planned. So where are we at here? Let's go. So we got the we got just the book by itself. We've got the Corporal Signature Edition.
What's the book by itself? What's the perk called?
The Grunt Pack.
Oh, the Grunt Pack. Gotcha.
What's the price for the book by itself?
$25.
Nice. Okay. Great deal.
Corporal Signature Edition is going to be $30. That's for the book plus the bookmark. Sergeant Stripes.
What's the bookmark made out of?
It's a metal bookmark.
Nice.
Whoa!
Nice. Okay. Nice. Very nice.
That's cool.
I like
that. We got Sergeant Stripes. That's 2 books, both of them signed, a metal bookmark, and a trading card. That's for $50. Nice. We also have God's Justice, which is another tier. That's 1 copy of Justice City, 1 copy of God's Hand, both of them signed. Those also come with the bookmark.
Oh, look at that! Hold on, I'm going to full screen you. Give me a second.
There you go.
That's nice. Ooh,
that's what they look like.
That's very
shiny.
Cool. Yeah, you have to. You got to send me a link on where you got that made in our private chat.
I will.
That's cool, man.
They are. They're very cool, man. I sent these out a week ago. I had these for God's Hand, and everybody who got them loved them, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because, I mean, look, nothing. I mean, I've done bookmarks. I've gotten bookmarks from other campaigns, and I keep them all because they're, I have them in one place just, to set them aside with the other stuff. But, you also think, well, it's just, heavier stock paper and stuff. You're not as attached to it, but you get something metal like that.
Yeah.
And a metal bookmark, I believe you could use that as a weapon for a little if you had to.
You could. Well, there's no doubt.
Wow.
Ask my cat. Wow, you can't ask him anymore, of course.
On a really bad day, if you're feeling a little low, you could take it to your wrist, I guess. But,
what? Wow.
I'll take it.
Just went dark. Just saying.
Just.
I mean, look. think about it like this: what if somebody shows up at a crime scene and laying next to the victim? It's like, well, it was a suicide. Well, what was the weapon? And your bookmark's laying there covered in blood.
Boom! I like that. That's great publicity. It's so this shit is so killer. It's so killer.
All news.
It's such a powerful image and such a powerful thing that it'll kill you. That's how powerful this shit is.
That person could
literally.
You know what I'm saying?
X-Acto knife or steak knife, but no, they chose your bookmark. So
boom, I would be honored. I would be honored if someone did. I'd be like, damn, bro, he liked it that much. He wanted it to be the last thing that he saw. God damn,
the marketing ploy is you got a chalk outline on the floor with the bookmark laying there. There's your marketing piece.
So good. People are dying for it.
or say it's in your shirt pocket and somebody shoots, and like in the movies, it hits a badge and a bullet. It could save your life.
Boom.
And I bet it would stop at 22.
I'll let Marcus do the demonstration.
Hey,
Marcus, let me shoot you.
It would stop at 22 from a good distance.
Well, we would make it appear that it stopped at 22 for sure. Right. I'm like, shut up, Marcus. Just pretend it didn't go through.
So the good news is almost every tier so far includes that life-saving super weapon with
Exactly.
Oh my God, there you go. See that? Here you go. This is a tier nobody's done. Take that bookmark and then make it the multi-tool at the bottom of it, to where it parts a screwdriver. You know, maybe have a part so you can knock out your window if you're ever in a jam.
Bottle opener.
Gotta have a bottle opener.
Look, all you do is put a hole in the bottom and put a curve on it, and just say actually you can throw these now. Just, you know what I'm saying? Right. Boom. See? It's a weapon. Save your life. You know? Make that happen, Mark.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
You guys doing any original art tiers?
Let's see. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So we're on to number 4, Sergeant Major. That's $75. It's 2 books signed, a metal bookmark, a trading card, an original print, and a T-shirt.
Wait, did you do God's Justice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just the last one.
That was the best one. Shit.
Well, you got to set one as your feature. Which one are you going to set as your feature tier? Because that can be any of them.
Honest,
got to give that.
I don't know, because one of them is going to be. My bet is one of my bets is going to be for the God's Justice.
Yeah.
Just because the book came out and again, what I did, I closed the campaign. And there's still a lot of people who never got the book who are like, you know, I want to get the book because the book came out and it got good reviews and everything. Everybody's really happy with it and everything.
Sure.
And so that's one of them for sure. And I don't know. It's one of those weird things. You know, anytime you put together a campaign, you're like, you know, you have it in your head that this is the one. And then people are like, no, do this one. And you're like, shit. Right. You know, and you do that one and it's better than the one you picked. And you're just like, God damn it. You know, what do I know? Sorry, Mark. Continue, please.
Where were we?
You're on 4. Sergeant Major. Sergeant Stripes, $75. Whichever one was 75.
Oh, yeah. That was the 2 books signed, the metal bookmark, a trading card, an original print, and the T-shirt.
Oh, T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Nice.
Officer's edition, that's $100. That's 2 books signed, 2 metal bookmarks, a print, 2 trading cards, plus an original hand-drawn sketch card and a T-shirt. I think that one comes with the dog tags too.
Oh, dog tags! You have dog tags.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's cool.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, we got some original Justice City dog tags that are going to be included. Hold on.
But you got some. Oh man,
yeah,
beautiful.
I do. Let's see if it shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, man.
Oh, nice.
That is beautiful.
Very cool.
We got those.
That's cool.
What are we on? Captain's Club?
The Captain's Club. I like this.
Okay, so this is 2 books signed, plus a copy of God's Hand. All 4 trading cards,
Jeez.
2 original sketch cards, a metal trading card.
Oh, wow.
A T-shirt, the dog tag, and a metal print.
Well, how much is this now?
This one's $150.
Is this the box set?
This is the box set.
Ah, okay.
Oh, so you
Box
guys
set.
have custom boxes made?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. That's 150.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty awesome. I don't know how you could top that. That's pretty good.
That's cool.
Well, let's get to the Grand Admiral's deck.
Oh my God!
Grand Admiral. Jesus. Let me hear this.
Yeah. That's $250. This is the exclusive box set. This is 2 books signed, the copy of God's Hand, all 4 trading cards, 2 original sketch cards, the metal trading card, the T-shirt, the dog tag, the metal print, plus an exclusive hardcover edition of Justice City, an original page from the book, as well as the 2 God's Hand trading cards and the Death Tarot card.
Wow, so you get all wow. And you get a hardcover? Let me just show you this real quick. This is what the
Let me get
there
you
we
up
go.
There we go.
This is the metal print.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That's the one we made for God's Hand.
that's nice. What size is that?
This is
that about-
5.5 by 8.5.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
bigger
cool.
than 5.7.
Yeah.
5 by 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are
Nice.
really nice.
Very cool.
And how much was that Grand Admiral tier?
$250.
$250.
So you get the you get a hardcover version, and then what you get a page from the book. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're getting in total, you're getting 2 signed copies of the book, a copy of God's Hand, a hardcover copy of Justice City.
Gotcha.
All 4 trading cards, 2 original sketch cards, a metal trading card, the T-shirt, the dog tag, the metal print, plus your trading cards from God's
stretch
Hand,
goals, the stretch goal stuff. Gotcha.
and the Death Tarot card.
Gotcha.
Wow. That's a nice package.
Yeah.
Are you
And then
talking
No.
and then we've got the
It's that internet lag. It took a while for it to get over.
yeah. I was like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I got it now.
Well, I mean, off air, he usually compliments me. So I was just like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah, but it's usually your artwork.
Oh.
I've talked to your wife.
Oh, man.
Rough, man.
Rude.
So the last one we got is the Emperor's Throne.
Oh my God, there's
Emperor's
4.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the big boy for that probably nobody's gonna get, but if they do,
Hey.
for $1,000, you get everything in the last 2 packages. Plus, you will be drawn in the book. You will get an original copy of Justice City from 2005, signed by us both.
You still got
Original
copies of
copy.
that? You still
Yes,
got
we do.
originals? Jesus.
Yes, I actually still have.
Wow.
I still have a sketch cover
What?
of the original Justice City.
Who drew
I'll
that?
say it.
Oh, there you go.
Damn,
Oh, wow.
boy.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a drawing, man. Whoever drew that for you, you need to tell them the hell of a job.
That's nice. It is.
Yeah, it's some guy. What's his name? Anthony Figueroa.
Yeah, that's my cousin. He's on the Mexican side of the family, Figueroa. We're the Figaros, they're the Figueroas. He's a good-looking guy. He looks just like me, but you know.
There you go.
So
Okay,
what else? What else we get for this $1,000? It better be
Okay.
something good. You know.
So the Emperor's Throne is 2 signed copies of the book, God's Hand, all 4 trading cards, 2 original sketch cards.
You just get one
exclusive
copy
metal
of God's Hand?
Hold on.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Okay. So
Just
that's
checking. Just checking.
hey. So you get all that stuff: the T-shirt, the dog tag, the metal print, the hardcover edition, an original page from the book, the God's Hand trading cards, the Death Tarot card. Plus, you get drawn in the book. You get an original copy of Justice City from 2005 signed, an original copy of Count Carlos signed, all 3 copies of God's Hand, and a large 12 by 18 metal print plus cover artwork.
Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Let me show you this one. This is boy, these are beautiful, man. Pull this up. This is the 12 by 18.
Holy crap.
Look at that.
That's
Is that
nice.
beautiful? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's like mirror, man.
It is.
That's really nice. That's awesome.
12 by 18. They beautiful, man.
That's cool, man.
Well, that makes me want to read God's Hand now.
Yes. Again, you get it $50. You get your copy of it, man. Signed and everything. Shit.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, that's a cool package. Well, hopefully you got somebody that wants to be in your book, because that's a heck of a tier. But then if they do, you've got to give them the original page that they're the one drawn in.
100%.
Yeah.
Got it. So apparently I'm doing this traditional mark. Is that correct?
Hold on.
Wait,
there's more?
But that's not all. If you call now, that's the last one.
One payment off.
What do you got?
What about you got stretch goals? What kind of stretch goals you got?
Oh shit! You're gonna make me really dig in here.
I want to hear some of these stretch goals, man. I mean, I know. I'm sure there's more trading cards and metal.
Yeah. Hold your horses.
Hold your horses. There's probably extra pages. I'm just guessing.
Okay,
that's what I would do.
So at 7,000, we up it 2 more cards.
Oh.
So the 4 cards become 6 cards.
Yeah.
At 10,000, you get 10 more pages.
Oh, cool.
10 more pages. God damn, that's 90 pages. Shit.
Mm-hmm. At 13, you get a new bookmark.
Is it metal?
Yes, sir. That's all we do.
Bam. Everybody gets one? Damn.
Mm-hmm. At 15K, we get a wraparound cover.
Oh.
Upgrades to wraparound. And at 20,000, we get 10 extra pages. So that's now 20 extra pages.
That's a 100-page book for $25?
No.
God
No.
damn.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. At 30,000, this gentleman right here will cut that ponytail off.
No way!
On a live stream.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah. And what did we say? What was the other one?
65. No. We have to go 65. 65, I'll shave my head bald.
Yeah.
I'll shave it all off.
Listen, I'm going to be petitioning for that shit.
Well, I don't know. You might want to raise that, because if you have to shave it all off, you're going to look like that.
Hey, look, it could be worse. It could be worse, baby. It could be worse. You know what I mean? It's all good,
That's right. It grows back, is what I was told.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about right there too, Andy. I'm like, well, shit, man.
Easy maintenance.
One last hurrah, and then I mean, look, let's tell you what, 65,000 for this hair. I think I'm coming out pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, man. You know what I'm saying? So 30K, you get the ponytail. 65, you get the whole piece. You get the whole scalp.
Right.
So
that's awesome. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We appreciate you joining us for the night.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, bro.
Oh yeah, it was great meeting you guys. I love talking comics and stuff. It's just it's my pastime. It's my job. It's just so fun to be a kid all the time. So
100%. We have to come on once we launch, man.
Yeah, definitely. Once it's going for a week or so, gaining some steam. That'd be
and when are you officially launching it?
I believe it's the 15th.
Monday, March 15th.
Yeah.
All right, so it's coming up, everybody.
Cool. All right, so check it out. Monday, March 15th, Justice City Chronicles, Volume 1. Definitely check it out. Links are in the description and comments and stuff. And thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And we will be back on Friday to go over WandaVision
and
Superman.
Superman and Lois.
Yep, Superman and Lois and WandaVision reviews come up on Friday, and we'll see everybody then.
Yeah, it was nice meeting y'all.
Yep, and we'll talk to everyone later.